So, good evening. We're back again. Another stream, another Friday, and it's the weekend. There's some massive games coming up this weekend. So we thought we'd get a massive personality on the channel. Welcome to the channel again. It's about time you come back on. I'm always on yours, mate.
I know, it's true. It's true. No Egal tonight, though. No Egal.
Yeah. We're behaving. We're behaving tonight. Yeah, we're behaving. How you been, man?
Egal. Mate, do you know what? I've been really good, mate. Really good. Busy, but good. Big weekend of football coming up, especially Sunday. I know we're going to delve into it. So, yeah, mate, happy days. Happy days.
And yeah, I always say this, right? Whenever I sit on here and people say, "Oh, Lee, you work so hard, you're always consistent." I always big you up, right? Because you are one of the very few people in the footballing YouTube circle that actually works harder than me. Yeah, I'm always streaming, but every time I look on YouTube, bro, if you're live, like, do you ever sleep?
Not really, mate. So my day normally starts about 5 a.m. I have a conference call with my clients from my actual job in China or different parts of China. I've got a lot of clients out there. And then I'm sort of done with that by 7. So I prep and do a stream. And then it's sort of, I will do my day job like in between that and then stream. All the times I stream are basically like my breaks from my job. And then I have a few hours in the evening with the kids and then I stream again. It's pretty much my life. Even before lockdown, I didn't go out. I didn't see anyone. It was just consistent working. But yeah, I quite enjoy it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, same. Do you know what? It's nice, and it's a buzz. Like setting up a stream, seeing the live viewers coming. I mean, we've got over 200 already inside a minute, so that's pretty decent. Smash the likes up. And if you ain't subscribed, some miraculous reason why, to Terry, his link for his channel is in the title. Just click the @ it takes you straight there.
How do you do that? How do you do that link? Is it just type the name in?
Just type @ and then Football Terrace, and it just go off football when it all the YouTube.
I'm gonna start doing that for people. It's a good way about linking everybody in. So yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah,
bro. Thank
because getting people to go into a description and scroll down and try and find it, then click it, it's long. But yeah, I only found that out maybe 4 months ago. But nobody knows how to do it. I spoke to Rance, he didn't have a clue. Turkish didn't know. Saeed didn't know. But yeah,
doing it actually. So that must have learned it from you.
They
must have learned it from you because I see them all doing it now as well.
I was told them how to do it when they've come on because they asked how I done that. But yeah, I just clicked the @ I actually got an email about it. Yeah, so I was like, okay, but I think if the channel's got less than 1,000 subs, it don't work. So it has to have over 1,000 subs. But if you're getting a guest on, yeah, then it's an easier way because you don't have to leave the stream. You just click on it. You can still watch the stream you're on, and then you can press subscribe. So yeah, it's a good way of getting people to subscribe to other channels, and it's a lot easier anyway. But let's delve into United. I know every time I've been on your channel, it's been Arsenal. Yeah. But I do watch your streams quite a lot. I don't watch all of them. I'm not going to sit and blag that I watch them all. I'm too busy for that. But I do watch some of your streams, and I want to get your thoughts right on Ollie. Obviously, you got a win the other night. Bruno Fernandes, by the way, what a hit! It was filth. He's never hit a ball so sweet in his life. Yeah, but obviously this season you've been poor, man, like proper poor, especially at home. And your home form's, I think, the worst in 30 odd years. And in the Champions League, you seem to be just like, it's nothing. You're just coasting through that group at the moment. But what are your thoughts on Ollie for this season, like so far? Because there's a lot of talk that, you know, he's 1 game away. I think it was the Everton game. If he loses to Everton, he's getting sacked. And then somehow he clings on every time. Do you think he will be sacked? And how do you see the rest of the season going?
Do you know what? It's hard, really. I mean, this season, across all competitions, his win percentage is nearly 70%. The problem is with Ollie, it's the inconsistencies. And I think he will end up losing his job at some point because you can tell the club's talking to other people. But it's because doing that kind of... It keeps the hate mob at bay. The way I'm looking at Ollie is this. Do I think he's good enough to make us Premier League or European champions? Probably not. Do I like him as a person, the way he manages in terms of his persona and his attitude? Yeah, I like it. But for me, us struggling against West Brom, getting slapped by Tottenham, etc. I've been watching this for 8 years now, mate. I've been watching Man United play like this for 8 years. And for the past 4 years, I've been telling sort of my viewers, been telling anyone that would listen that we can keep focusing directly on managers all we want. We can keep focusing on players. We can scapegoat Rooney, then Fellaini, and then Di Maria, and then Pogba, whoever. But the one common denominator is the people running the football club from top to bottom. And I think that when your club sends out a message on a regular basis that the most important thing for us is not winning trophies. It isn't winning, trying to win every game we play in. When the most important thing is money, I think it sort of plants that seed of doubt, and it almost sets that precedent that winning isn't everything. Where when I look at Chelsea, when I look at Liverpool, when I look at Tottenham, when I look at Man City as contemporary examples, those teams want to win football matches as their first and foremost. Making money, making profits is a secondary, but only so they can feed the primary target, which is winning trophies. And I think from my point of view, we can sack Ollie tomorrow, and there'll be part of me that'll be glad because, you know, Poch will come in and we'll play better football. But do I think we'll end up getting back to where I want my club to be of winning Premier League titles under the Glazers? No, I don't think so. So what I'm now doing is vibing it. It's Vibes FC now. I just take each game as it comes. I love it when we win, and I hate it when we lose, but I'm not allowing myself to set the expectations because the way I look at it is, as I've said, everything if you listen to a fan cam now after a game, whether it's digital or at a ground, you listen to what people are saying about Ollie, why he's the problem. It's just wash, repeat what they were saying at the Moyes fan cams, the LVG fan cams, the Jose fan cams. And that, for me, if you keep getting people argue over it as well, this the bit that frustrates me is people still argue, yeah, but Ollie, yeah, but Pogba, yeah, but Bruno, yeah, but Rashford. I'm like, listen, you can argue about it all you want, but people in my camp, we've got literally 8 years of proof that this is not about Ollie hasn't made Man United this bad. Same as Jose didn't make us this bad. It's been a systematic regression of the football club that really picked up pace from 2013 onward when Fergie left.
Do you blame Ed Woodward for that, or do you blame the Glazers for that?
Well, look, Woodward is partly responsible. People don't know this. Woodward is he's an owner of the club. He's a major shareholder and owns Class A shares and has voting rights. So he isn't just an employee. He is a part owner. He owns a lot of shares in the football club. He is massively accountable for how he runs things. But the Glazers have the overall accountability. Why? The one thing Woodward is amazing at is the commercial element. The money he has made Manchester United Football Club and in turn the Glazers in the last 8 years is out of this world. The reason we actually started spending at the level we did is because of the volumes of new deals that we started to get, from noodles to wine companies to shirt sponsors, etc. House shirt deal that Woodward negotiated was so ridiculously good. 2 weeks after it happened, the man at Chevrolet that signed it off was sacked by their parent company because they were outraged by how much money they committed to giving Man United. Wow. Yeah, so this is the point I say to people. Commercially, I actually don't want Woodward gone. He has to stay. He's important. The problem is him being in charge of football decisions, him being in charge of picking managers has been an absolute calamity. And the message to all the, but Ollie, yes. Who employed Ollie? You know, I always give the example as being this. If I put someone on my show, on the football terrace to host a show and they're awful, but I keep having them back and I lose subscribers, is it the presenter's fault or is it mine for keep employing him? And for me, in the end, it comes down to me. I've kept him on air, so it's my responsibility. And if you do think Ollie's the reason why we're this bad, but yet the owners keep him there, yet the owners give him £200 million to spend, they should be your focus because they are enabling this. And for me, until we start to address that problem, go at the club, go at the owners, and that's where the focus is. We stop scapegoating Pogba, we stop scapegoating Martial and Ollie, and we go after the real, genuine root core problem. We're never going to improve. We're never going to get any better, and we're going to continue to be this yo-yo, average, flip-flop team.
No, mate, listen, you could change Man United to Arsenal for that. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. The one thing I will say, though, is that when you look at how much money you spend, it dwarfs Arsenal, like completely dwarfs Arsenal in terms of actual players on the pitch. Yeah. And that's the one thing I'll say about your owners. They do free up money, although they do take a fucking shitload of money out of the club. Like when we look at our owners, they've taken like 6 million since they've been here. And since they've been full ownership, I think they're second in terms of investment in the Premier League. Yes, I think they've only been here like 18 months as full ownership. So that I think it's only Man United actually that have outspent us since then. And I just look at it and I think like you've kind of done what we've done. You've spent so much money on crap. Yeah, I mean like it's mad how poorly both clubs have spent.
And that's the point though, isn't it? You know, so my brother was giving me jip about it. Oh, but you do back your manager, you spend money. I'm like, bruv, you're a plumber and a gas engineer, and if you need investment to make your business better, and you need new tools, you need new workers, and you need, I don't know, something to solder pipes with. Don't quote me, I'm not a plumber. But I go out and buy you a brand new van that you don't need. It's great, but the van isn't what you need. And that's Man United's fault. We've spent money. We spent money on the wrong people. Equally, what we've done is we keep trying to build something new, right? So we start building a new house. We get halfway through and go, nah, I don't like it anymore. Don't want it. The neighbors are moaning. Let's knock it down, rip the foundations out and start again. So it means more money. And this is what we're going to do now. We're going to go from Ollie to a Poch. Poch will do 18 months. Poch might want to get rid of most of Ollie's players. Imagine he does. So it's like another 300 million spent. And Poch hasn't won the league in 2.5 years. All the fan cameras are on there. Mark, I can't take it. Flex, I can't take it. Rant, I can't take it. Terry, I can't take it. Club are like, right, let's get rid of this manager. Let's go for Allegri. But Allegri's going to have a different approach to Poch. Doesn't matter. We'll buy him the players he wants. And you continue on this cycle. The only way a conveyor belt of managers works is if you're able to build a club philosophy. We sign this type of player with this element of mentality, and we have a club ethos of playing football in the mold of X, whatever that may be. And then you hire a coach to say, you have to coach the team to play in this kind of way. We pick the players. We will take your considerations into account, but this is how it operates. That way, you can switch from manager to manager and keep a level of consistency. With the way we've done it, it just makes no sense, bro. We literally keep redecorating our house every 18 months with never finishing it. So you can never have your friends round because your house is still upside down. It's just an absolute madness, bro. Madness.
Mate, it's funny you just said about style of play and stuff like that and the philosophy. We were talking about this earlier on the podcast, and it was like, I think it was the pod. Anyway, earlier on today, we were speaking about this, and I was like, when you look at Man United back in the day, yeah, any player that came in under Fergie fitted the style of play the Man United way. Any player that came in, and when we played League Cup games, we always used to put the kids out under Wenger. But we'd be like, boy, these kids are wicked, man. Like, because they're playing the pass and move football. When you look at both clubs now, I think we're in a very similar position because we've both overspent on crap. We've both got managers that I think are out of their depth. We've both got players that are not good enough to play for the shirt, like, or play for the club. We do spend quite a bit of money between us. And then we've both got owners that couldn't care less, really. And we've then got fans that are kind of split. Yeah, a fan base that's kind of split. With us, we've got the Arteta outs, and then you've got the Arteta ins. The Arteta ins are obviously more out in force at the moment, but another couple of losses, that could be the other way around. Yeah. And
you can feel that coming as well, can't you? Like, you say this Arteta out in-lot, it's like one doth protest too much. The support is
the thing, Terry, right? This is the thing, though, right? You see so many people sitting on these podcasts and on their Twitter, for Arsenal side of it, that say every single thing I have said about Arteta, but then they drop the line at the end, but I'd still give him a chance. Well, you've just told me every reason why he shouldn't be manager, but you still give him a chance. And then they go, and all these Arteta out screaming Arteta out, they're idiots. Well, who's the idiot? Am I the idiot for seeing it early, or are you the idiot for saying that you can see it, but you're giving more time?
You know what it comes down to, mate? Like, for me, where I defend Ollie is on the nonsense. So when people say things like, he has no style of play, there are no tactics, he hasn't improved anything about the club, I'm not into those kind of hyperbolic, exaggerated, intellectually dishonest comments. For me, I'll shut that down because he's a club legend, and no matter what he does, good or bad, I feel like he deserves an air of respect for what he has done for Man United Football Club in his entirety. So I don't like that. But equally, I'm not deluded. Well, he's improved a bit. So if you look at the last 39 games we've played, he's got a 66 win percent ratio. The previous 39 games before that, which is practically nearly his whole time as the permanent manager, we had a 33% win ratio. So we have improved and moved forward. I kind of feel like we've hit the ceiling with him now. However, my fear of sacking him is more that we're just going to go in a new direction and we have no plan. And that, for me, if we could find, and I don't care that fans, there is no style of play. There will be. Ollie is he's an accredited coach. He knows what he's talking about to a degree. I want the new manager that comes in to know what Ollie's done, what Ollie's been trying to achieve, the types of player, the mentality of player, etc., and continue that work and take it forward. Do you get what I mean? What I'm fearful of is someone coming in with a sledgehammer, saying we're knocking it back down again, bulldoze it down, rip out the foundations and start again, because If you keep starting again, you never reach the end goal. You know, it's like it's like a mathematical problem. I remember my math teacher telling me this, and even to this day, I still don't know if he's telling me the truth. But you're 100 meters away from your destination, and every step forward, you only go. The step forward is half the distance of the remaining distance. You never reach your destination. You can't ever get there if every step is only halfway to the remainder of the destination. And that feels like Man United. It's like we're never taking the full strides, and we're never quite going to get there. We can see it, we can smell it a bit, but we're never going to get there without sort of yo-yo approach. And I think fans need to wake up and look at it from that point of view, that there is no sports team, no business, no education, I don't know what you call it, an educational kind of structure, university school, that's run poorly by senior people, owners, whatever you want to call them, that don't care, that yield good results. Good schools have amazing head teachers and boards, amazing businesses, like they're run by people that are passionate about being successful. And you think about every sports club, brand, or individual athlete in the world right now or historically, they were surrounded by brilliant people. You know, when Tiger Woods fell off the wagon, what was he doing? He weren't behaving right, was he? He weren't behaving right. He didn't have the right people around him. When Mike Tyson was in his pomp, good people around him. When he fell out of things, bad people around him. You know, you look at that with coaches, look at teams. For me, I think we're getting to that stage now where people have got to stop focusing on managers and players, and they have to start looking at who's running their club. Man United missed out on Jadon Sancho by £20 million last year. The Glazers, everything that went on, but after everything that went on, they still took £23 million of dividends. Right now, we've got holes in the roof at Old Trafford. Holes in the roof, bruv, right? Glazers take another £8 million out in January for their own personal wealth. Yet fans are like, I'm going to buy the new zebra kit, though. Idiots, bruv. Idiots. Idiot people.
Saying that, obviously Adidas, is it Adidas you're sponsored by, or Nike? Is it Adidas? Whoever it is that sponsors you is probably paid up front anyway. So the majority of that would probably go to the shirt owner or the brand of the design it. But I get what you're saying, because we've had that with Arsenal as well. Stop buying the shirt, stop buying this and that. But the thing is, like, for me, looking at Man United, I always say this, bruv, yeah, I know the rivalry between our two teams. Yeah, obviously growing up, you're similar age to me. Growing up, it was always Arsenal, United, Vieira, Keane, Fergie, Wenger. You know, and even before that, the battle at Old Trafford when everyone was having a big brawl and we all got docked points. Yeah, it was like always a tasty one. But looking at it now, when I was saying this to Rance the other day, when we played you in that game up at Old Trafford the other week, that 1-0. That's got to be one of the shittest games I've seen between our two clubs. It was boring, man. There was nothing going on. Yeah, our fans all went over the top because we've beaten Man U for the first time in 14 years up there. And I was just sitting there thinking, do you know what? If Pogba didn't slide in, that was a boring 0-0 with one shot on target. Yeah, it's funny how results changed the whole narrative. Yeah, but listen, I'm happy to beat you. I don't get it twisted.
Yeah. I thought about that game. It was, you know, when you kind of, I don't know, you watch like an old gangster movie and you get to the maybe episode 3 of a gangster movie and you get the two old like enemies and now so old they've just become like mutual friends. I feel like Man United and Arsenal have just become like two old gangsters that used to try and kill each other that now just hold some mutual respect because they've lost all their loved ones, their wives have left them, their kids don't want to know, they've got no money because they've been jail, and it's like, so we just be friends because we're the only thing left of our golden era. Does that make sense?
We've done well to survive. Everyone else is dead, so should we just be mates?
That's how it feels, bro. That's how it feels.
Yeah, it's true, mate. It was one of the most boring games I've ever seen between the two teams. There has been some boring games over the years, but I just felt with that, it was just a case of, do you know what? We were both kind of like, oh, yeah, we ain't really that good, are we? Like, you know, you didn't look like scoring, we didn't look like scoring. It was just a stalemate until Pogba did what he did, and that kind of sums up where we are. It's kind of sad to see two of the 3 biggest clubs in this country absolutely shafted and so far down the table, with a fan base that's split in half, players that are just shocking. They're not the Arsenal or Man United players of old. Yeah, and maybe it's us, mate. Maybe we sit there and just think, oh, look at what we had. Like, it's like a millionaire that's lost all of his money. I know I used to be a millionaire once. Like, now we're sitting there going, well, we used to have Keane, Vieira, Bergkamp.
I'm a big Only Fools and Horses fan, but I can never really bring myself to watch the last 3 episodes they ever made because they made them broke again. And I know, like, for anyone that has never watched Only Fools and Horses, please do it. It's not just a brilliant comedy. It's actually, if you grew up in sort of a working class housing estate in East London, you just get it as well. And or anywhere in the UK, really, you'll just get it. And I think that they made them rich at the end and then they took it away, and it's annoying. And that's kind of how I feel about our clubs. It's like these clubs built something from nothing over 100 odd years. And then the current owners have just, we're going to take your money, as opposed to feeding it into you in the right areas. And when they are spending it, they're wasting it. And that's worse for me. I'd rather not spend it and be frustrated than waste the money, because, you know, you always hear these weird people say, you can always earn more money. It's one of those weirdest fallacies ever created. Once you've wasted money, you can never get it back, because you can't re-earn money like that. Once that money's gone, it never comes back again. And we're just wasting, you know, Man United have wasted nearly a decade. And Arsenal, you're getting towards 20 years, bruv. It's mad.
It is mad. But our fans sit there every year, Terry, and go, "Oh, is yours gold? Is yours gold?" Like, come on, man. Who cares? I said this the other day on one of my streams, right? We as a fan base used to sit there before Liverpool won the title going, they're victims. Yeah, they're the victims. That's what everyone calls. They're the victims, yeah? And it's like every time we get a VAR decision that don't go in our favour, our fans are on there tagging the FA. Yeah, every time we get Mike Dean as referee, like, nobody cares who the fucking ref is. Like, let's be real here. Yeah, Mike Dean, when he's refed our games, right, the last 16 games, Mike Dean's been in charge of our games. We've won 12, drawn 3, lost 1. But everyone thinks Mike Dean's got some sort of conspiracy against Arsenal, yeah? And it's like, it's mad, bruv. Yeah, and not only that, not only that, yeah, everyone says they were history merchants, yeah? Our fans sit there lording up a title from 16 years ago. Yeah, so we've turned into, as a fan base, everything we cuss them as, yeah, because they are now not the history merchants. They've won the Premier League. They've won the Champions League. Yeah. They're on course to possibly do the league again this season. They're looking decent with all the injuries, but we've turned into everything that we, as a fan base, used to laugh at them at. And it's kind of sad, really, because I've said this so many times. Our biggest wins for Arsenal are other teams' losses. When Watford beat them, to stop them going on an unbeaten season, oh my God, it was like we'd won the fucking treble, bruv. Like, it was embarrassing. Like, a big club, and we're sitting online all cussing off because they lost to Watford.
I can't even lie. I look forward to my rival teams playing now more than I do my own club. For a number of reasons. One, we're inconsistent and not very good a lot of the time. But also, I can't allow my hopes to get up. I'd rather, do you know what it is? I'll never support another team. That's not the right way of looking at it. But I'd rather Tottenham do well because my dad's a Tottenham fan and I know that it's going to bring my dad joy. Does that make sense? Like, if I see Leyton Orient doing well, my brother's a Leyton Orient fan, so I know my brother's happy. That makes me happy. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, I can't, it's hard not being able to support I can't support my club with all my heart. I support the players on the field 100%, the managers to a degree 100%. But it's hard to get behind the whole club because I know there are these leeches that are destroying my football club who have taken over £1.5 billion out of the club through dividends and interest payments and loan payments in the last 15, 16 years. And you just got to think that amount of money, like, we've spent a lot, there's no doubt. But if we'd have invested proper money, proper money, and on top of that, we would have kept that 1.5 billion in the club, and we're run properly, we'd be in front of everybody. Nobody could touch us.
Do you think that also comes with the fact that you're a lot older than you was at school when, man, you were dominating and you had the run of the playground? Like, yeah, I support United. Because, like, I used to have that in secondary school. It was like, yeah, I don't care who you support, mate. I'll support the Arsenal. Yeah, and you used to have that banter in secondary schools. And then, like, when you first come out of secondary school, our teams were still doing great. Obviously, when you come into adult life and go in to get a job and stuff like that, I think, like, and then you have family, kids and stuff. Football, although I'm mad passionate and so are you about our clubs, yeah, the fact that we do this as a living as well, you know, you look at the other side of the game. Whereas when you're growing up in school and stuff, you don't really know what the dividends are. You don't know who the owners are. You just see the players on the pitch and the manager, didn't you? So I think that probably, and social media as well, that's probably played a big part in.
You know what it is? I can take the ban, and I do care what we do. It's just I want to be able to get, man, like Zayn, I ain't seen you in weeks on my channel, bruv. Where you been, brother? Where you been, son?
I my coke out, man. Bruv, that nearly came out my nostrils and everything.
Zayn, bruv, I've barely seen you. I miss you, Zayn. I hope to see
Zayn
you
should
soon.
buy our clubs, bruv. The amount of money he puts on YouTube, I'm sure he's a billionaire, bruv.
I respect all my super chatters 110% because they do so much for me and my channel. Zayn is just an absolute legend. I know he's across all platforms. Absolute legend of a geezer. He really, really is. But yeah, like as I say, I think there's part of that, but I can't. It's hard to fully get behind something that you know is bad. Like I love. I sort of love. Do you watch Power when it was on Netflix?
Nah, I don't really watch TV, mate, to be honest.
Amazing show on Netflix. But as I started to get to the last couple of seasons, it started getting bad. And I found it hard to get into it because I was like, I want to watch it because I love it, but they're killing it. And because they're killing it and they're making the characters I like go in the direction I don't want them to, it's hard to endorse it. And I feel like that about Man United. The owners are turning my club into something I don't like. So although I love them, I like it this way. You know, some people love their kids because they're their kids, but they don't like them. That's how I feel. I love the club because I support them. I don't like my football club. That's my relationship with them. It's like that, and it's painful. Really, it is really, really painful.
Well, I'm like that, mate. Gerard, the amount of people, you probably get this as well. The amount of people that say, "Oh, you're just negative for views. Back your team, back your club." Bruv, I used to want Wenger out. Yeah, I used to go home and away around Europe watching this dead football club. Yeah, and I fucking hated the manager. Yeah, and my attitude is when you go into the ground, which obviously we can't do as fans right now, but when you go into the ground, doesn't matter whether Mesut Ozil starts, doesn't matter if Danny Welbeck was stinking the gaff out, doesn't matter if Bellerin's shit and he's playing tonight. I'm going in there to cheer my team on for 90 minutes. Yeah, and it's the same now. Now I'm not going. I've moved across here to Spain and that. I sit there and I think, right, before and after the game, I'll say whatever I want. When the game's on, I want my team to win. Yeah, and I want them to do everything. Yes, the lineup will come out. I'll have a meltdown if Willian starts, like after he comes back from Dubai and shit like that. But I just sit there and I think, like, so many people just get it twisted that because we do this and because we have a dig at the club and because we're slagging off the players here and there and the owners and the board, that you don't actually want the club to do well. And like that's the one thing all the things on social media that just piss me off. It's like, if you could be in my head for a day, yeah, and I had full control of Arsenal with unlimited funds, yeah, or the funds that we've spunked in the last 6 years, yeah, I'd win us a treble. Yeah, like the amount of money we've spent more than Chelsea. I know net spend's not really a thing, but we've spent more than Chelsea last 6 seasons. Yeah, and look at their squad. You know, we bought Pepe and Saliba for less than they bought Ziyech and fucking Havertz. You know, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and I look at Man United in the same way, mate, that the players that I look at as being successful or having been worth money, since Fergie left, I would probably say Martial, because we never ended up paying 60 million. We've only paid about 37 for him. So Martial's worth the money. I like Pogba, so I back Paul Pogba. Maguire, I think, to actually been a lot better than people want to pretend.
He's so underappreciated by rival fans because of the price tag on him and because he's had some monumental cock-ups. Yeah, people just slag him off. Yeah, it's not his fault he was 80 million quid. Yeah, same with Pepe at 72. He's actually a very good centre back.
He is. And I think he's been successful for us. He's helped improve our defence, amongst other things. Of course, Bruno Fernandes has been an amazing signing. So I would say the others have been like good to very good. Bruno's been amazing. Barring those four, AWB's been pretty good, to be fair. Fred's turning things round. So the jury's still out.
Terrace looks a player. He's looked pretty good, that Terrace.
Yeah, I mean, Terrace and Cavani, I'm going to give them a little bit longer to settle and do their thing. But it's sort of like, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like we've probably bought, I don't know, I'm going to guess 30 players since Fergie retired. And the fact that only 5 or 6 have been any good at all just shows you that our recruitment system is awful. And if that isn't a wake-up call that, you know, you look at every manager keeps signing bad players. Have you ever thought that maybe it isn't the managers buying them? Did you know? Because it never improves. At some point, someone's got a fluke 10 good signings. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just never happened.
The law of averages suggests so, doesn't it?
It's just dumb. It's just dumb. You know, the club are just mad in what they do. But there we go, mate. There we go.
Let me get your thoughts on Arteta, because obviously we're breaking records left, right, and centre under this manager right now. First time we've lost to Villa by 3 goals at home since 1928. First time we've lost to Leicester at home since 73. Bruno Fernandes has created more chances than our whole team this season. Harry Maguire's had more shots on goal than Aubameyang and Lacazette. We've conceded more shots against than we've had shots. It's just embarrassing for me, bruv. Yeah, and you know my thoughts on him. I wanted to get your thoughts on him. What do you think is he going to outlast the season? Is he going to last the season? Is he going to get sacked? Where do you think he's going to finish if he stays?
Do you know what's interesting with Arteta? Like football. You know what social media is like? My guy Zayn again, Terry, you spent $250 million on a fridge, Pogba and Lukaku, let it sink in. I like the fridge. I like Pogba. Lukaku,
that's funny.
Lukaku, yeah, I'll give you that one. But we did get most of the money back on him. But yeah, the other two I'm happy with. My guy Zayn. Zayn, make sure you're back on the football terrace tomorrow, bro, at some point.
Big up, Zayn, real one.
Miss you, my brother. Yeah, like I always say, like, I'm going to take the picture of my kid down here and put a picture of Zayn up. I think that's what I'm going to have to do because Andrew Zayn got to do it. I feel like for me, with him, I was really complimentary of the pragmatic style against the big teams towards the end of last season because I felt that only came in after lockdown. What I saw, there's good structure. He's stopping you from leaking opportunities. The 3-4-3 worked great because when you're out of possession, your wide players drop back and your wide attacking players, so your fullbacks drop back and your wide attacking players dropped into a central midfield area to compact everything. No one was breaking you down, and it worked well against Liverpool, United, Chelsea, whoever else. And it was okay, this is working. What's become embarrassing for Arteta is two things. United fans continually coming out and saying, "Oh, he's going to as soon as he gets Partey, he's going to go 4-3-3 and start attacking again." He didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, he's only doing this against the big teams. Yo, man, you played 5 at the back against Dundalk. I know you beat them. And I said that the reason that he's doing that is because he just wants this formula and system and formation to become second nature. For me, I think a lot of people have misread Arteta. He's a pragmatist. I can't find an example in modern day history where a manager has started off as a pragmatist and become a Klopp. Become this free-flowing tiki-taka attacking heavy metal football. Managers start off one way and they tend to stay in that vein. They have a vision of what football should. I think Arteta is a pragmatist. And I think the reason Arsenal have signed him is, well, pragmatists can sometimes get results out of spending less money. They can squeeze blood out of a stone, essentially. And I think they've gone down that line. And now when I look at the Arsenal team, I feel like the players are losing faith in the system. I think I almost feel like you look at them, it's, Aubameyang's had like just over a shot per game this whole season. Your whole club's created less chances than one player at Man United. And that isn't because your players have become bad or worse over the
8 hours without a goal, bruv. Our goal of the month, if we don't score against Wolves, our goal of the month is Aubameyang's penalty against you lot.
I know, bruv.
And goal we've scored.
And I'm trying not to, and I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, and I'm not trying to be salty towards Arsenal. I praise what he was doing as a pragmatist. The tweets are out there. Go and find them. The commentary out there. But becoming a joke now, whether you're Jose or whether you're the two most famous pragmatists in recent years have been Jose and Diego Simeone. But against teams with the same kind of level of player or lesser, they attack. They don't sit back and park the bus against those teams. Historically, look at Tottenham. Yes, they parked the bus against City and beat them. But when they play Burnley, they attack. With Arteta, we're just going to sit men behind the ball. When you were playing Villa and you were 2-0 down.
Oh, mate, I see your video on that.
Ball. And I'm thinking, I couldn't believe what I was watching. Any team, whether you're Arsenal or Burnley, you're 2-0 down, you go for it.
At home, like it's not like we were at Villa Park. We were at home, bruv. And then when the following week 2 weeks was international break, you then see Brighton go there on the early kickoff, and take the game to them and play them off the park. And you're like, bruv, I don't get it. I genuinely do not get it, right? And I just look at it, and I just think he's come in, and whilst them result, like everyone was sitting. I remember when people were sat there tweeting out, going, "Oh, but we've got the best defense in the league and we've played United, City and Liverpool away." Well, that went well, didn't it? Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? West Ham, right? If you look at West Ham's fixtures this season, they've played Arsenal, Leicester, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Tottenham, Chelsea and Liverpool and City. Yeah, and they've had Everton sandwiched in there in a cup game. All in a row they've played them, and they're still above us with David Moyes as manager. Yeah, with a worse squad.
Yeah, and do you know what I say is this? I remember, like, listen, I like Igal. I'm open about that. Me and you know about different people on socials that you don't like. But you know me, like, we get on. I like those people as well, and we keep it 100 like that, right? But Igal, I put it out. The reason I want Arsenal to keep losing at the moment, I want to see his face. I love seeing him disappointed, because he was like, we're only losing to the big teams narrowly. Watch me play the smaller teams. And, you know, you sometimes sit there and it's like, bro, I'm not being like disrespectful. I'm not saying Arsenal have got a little problem at the minute because I'm trying to be salty. I'm telling you, like, right now, you can, if you can't see there's an issue, and this should be a big red flag. Alarms should be going off in your head as Arsenal fans when you see the story coming out that David Ornstein put out that there was a bust up at training, and Ceballos comes out and says fake news, and then within a day or two later, there's another story about Tierney and Xhaka having a bust up. Oh no, that's fake news. Yeah, there's not.
The thing is, with the David Luiz one, Arteta actually confirmed in the press conference the next day that it happened. He said, I didn't see it. I was quite a way away, done a full Wenger. I didn't see it. But he confirmed it. So that made Danny Ceballos look an absolute mug for going and tweeting it.
Exactly. And the reason there's this anger's creeping in my opinion, is because the players are starting to go, why can't we attack the crap teams? I'm not saying that they might not say it in those words, but listen, we're playing teams, no disrespect to everybody, barring like the other top six, your squad's better. In my opinion, your squad is better than Leicester's from front to back. I would say, barring Ndidi would get into your midfield, Tillemans maybe. I think you've got really good players, is what I'm saying, right? I think Leicester,
we've
maybe
11 or 12 players, 13 players that are decent that I'd keep. But go on, say
what I'm saying. Like, there's majority of the Premier League doesn't have as good a players as you. So the players must be sitting there and thinking, why are we not attacking those teams? Why are we sitting back when we play teams where we wouldn't sign a single one of their players? That must infuriate you as a player. If you go up against a team where you're like, oh, look who I'm up against today. Barely any of us would get in their team. Let's be pragmatic. If you're looking at a team where none of them could get in your starting 11, why are you not attacking them? That for me has got to be the kind of emotion that goes through these players, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you're spot on. Let me just quickly clear this up. Saliba played for the under-23s tonight. I don't know what the score was, but again, another disaster class by this football club to spend 30 million quid and then put him in the reserves. I don't really get it. But are you on the champagne? Man's saying you're on the champagne.
I am tonight. There's a little bottle there of a little this. Yes, I am.
You're earning too much, mate.
Well, I had a good day today. We signed in my actual job. I signed a couple of really good deals, and then two more. We finished this big meeting at the end of the day, putting in our contracts. Yes, this is done. This is done. And then I had these two emails come through during the meeting of two others that are signing up. So I was like, right, I'm gonna have a little bottle of champagne and plus a little toast and homage to man like Heavy D.
Yeah, big up Heavy D. Come on, I'm on the rum and bugs,
rest in peace, my friend.
But you know what, Terry, right? Honestly, real talk, yeah? When he came in as manager, this guy, everyone got gassed that, oh, he's improved the defence. He's improving the defence. That's because we're putting everyone, literally everyone behind the ball, which I get that he kind of had to do when he came in because we were shipping goals. When you look at the matrix and the comparisons, and people are saying, oh, why are you comparing him to Emery? Well, there's no point comparing him to Wenger. He was here for 2 decades. Yeah, so you compare him to the manager that was here for 18 months. This guy's been here a year in 3 weeks. Yeah, so it's the natural comparison. They had the similar sort of games, yeah, in terms of how many games they had. When you actually look at our defensive record under this guy and then compare it to Emery, it's actually not that different. I think it's about 6 goal difference that Emery conceded more than this manager. But then people go and come out with, yeah, but look at the teams we've played. Well, that's irrelevant. Yeah, to me, that's irrelevant.
What Arteta has done very well, and like I say, he for me was he started off well. What he did against the big teams, that run at the end of last season was really, really good. But he needed to grow from that, and he hasn't done so far this season. What he has on top of Unai Emery, and Unai Emery has got the same problem Ollie's got. They're not charismatic in front of the camera. They can't say something and make you go, oh, I like you. Now, you, top-level salesman, you know how to talk to people to make them go, I can get behind you. I can trust you. When I listen to Unai Emery speak, when I listen to Ollie speak, it's a bit wet. It's a bit soft. These are the kind of people, you know, in a sales environment. These guys are the processors. They're not the salespeople, right? But with Arteta's got this demeanor. He's a good-looking guy. He dresses slick, modern, sounds good.
Can I just say something on that dressing slick? Yeah, he pisses me off. He don't wear a shirt and tie. Yeah, real talk, right? Real talk. Everyone goes on about classy Arsenal and all of that. Yeah. Unai Emery came in, he was a shirt and tie manager. Yeah. Arsene Wenger for 21 years, shirt and tie manager. Yeah. George Graham back in the day, shirt and tie manager most of the time. Yeah. I know sometimes he's sitting in a tracksuit, but most of the time, shirt and tie. It's the classy traditional way for me. When I look at this guy, yeah, he's a swaggy dresser. Cool. You got your Gucci jacket on or whatever it is you're wearing. Yeah. I think he's taking the piss with that because it's like, we're a multi-billion-pound business, and you're strolling along the touchline in jeans and a fucking t-shirt, mate. Yeah, and trainers. Come on, man.
When you guys beat, I think he wore a suit for the FA Cup semi-final. I want to say he did.
Yeah, I think
and when I saw Pep Guardiola in t-shirt and jeans, I'm doing my live show. I was like, I want him to lose. They were like, why? I said, man's at Wembley, an FA Cup game, and he looks like he's. I said, I think he looks like he's gone to IKEA shopping with his missus. Like for me, I believe any player that doesn't shave, and I don't mean clean shave, and I mean trim the beard, have a haircut before they play at Wembley, I hope you lose. Like I've got these for me.
Yeah, but that's the old school way. You know, that's what it's like too. When you go Wembley, shirt settings all day long, shirt, tie, trousers. Yeah, right. For me, walking up and down the touchline of a global football club, in fucking trainers and jeans, I'm sorry, for me, I know it's a slight little thing, and people go, oh, what are you picking on him for that for? Yeah, like look at the way you dress. Yeah, I'm not fucking in charge of a multi-billion-pound fucking football club. Yeah, and he's essentially the manager of that.
Yeah, exactly.
In that, yeah. And listen, I couldn't stand Wenger. I still don't particularly like him now. Yeah, I ain't healed them wounds yet. Yeah, but at least when you looked at Wenger, shirt and tie, jacket, trousers, look the business. Emery brought into that straight away. Yeah. And I just look at this guy and I think like, you do get it, but you don't get it because he talks a good game, but he don't like his talk.
He's smart though, right? I'll tell you why he's smart, because a lot of the very noisy young fans that are on socials, a lot of these youngsters don't like to conform to like the traditional way of doing things. So they don't want to wear suits, ties and suits are stuffy and old fashioned and old hat, you know, talking about passion is the worst thing in the world. Oh my God, you're a passion merchant. That basically means you're a gammon. That's what they everything leads back to you being a gammon, basically. I get called an old-fashioned man because I think it's wrong that football fans wear the shirts of rival football clubs.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
And do you know what makes me laugh about it is they're like, yeah, but it looks good. It's modern day. Listen, you've been finessed, bruv. You've been finessed. These other football clubs and the brands that pay into these clubs have finessed you into thinking that it's okay to do that. But you don't see the irony in it. Every time you buy a shirt of a rival club, you are financially supporting their endeavors. You are making them potentially better than your football club. And when it comes to certain things in life, I'm as tribal can be. Like, I want you all to go broke, but my team. I want to load it over you. That's what I want. Your shirt was the luscious shirt I've ever seen. If you had a tracksuit that looked amazing, I would not buy it. I mean, I even try my best to not buy brands that are associated with my rival clubs. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just won't do it. I just find it. I honestly,
this phase, right, of not buying any product that was sponsoring Man U or Tottenham and Chelsea. Yeah, I don't necessarily do it now. Yeah, but let's be real. I'm not going to go and buy a Chevrolet. I don't like the look of the car. Yeah, I just don't like it. It's too bulky. Yeah.
I don't like American cars.
But Samsung, when Samsung sponsored Chelsea, I refused to buy a Samsung TV, bruv. Yeah, I was like, even though they were the best TVs out at that particular time, yeah, I was like, I ain't buying a Samsung TV because that's how I am. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing it. Yeah, because that's helping them. Yeah.
You just can't find Sharp products anymore. Even when they weren't our sponsor, I'd buy Sharp. I'd buy Sharp.
I was JVC all the way. Yeah, I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. Zadie James says, how did the shirt and tie work for Wenger on his 1000th game? 6-0 loss at the bridge. Yeah, these Chelsea fans, bro. I swear, I've probably got more Chelsea fans in this chat than Arsenal right now. Yeah. But yeah, 1000th game was kind of embarrassing. I can't lie. But where do you think do you think he'll get sacked this season, Arteta?
I don't quite know. Zuckerberg wears a hoodie at Facebook. Yeah, see, Facebook's fintech. Fintech has no tradition of wearing suits, thus it's okay. But if Zuckerberg suddenly became the CEO of Barclays Bank, he'd have to wear a suit to work. That's my view, Zane. I think this is the thing for me. I think he can be sacked this year because you have to improve on last season. Man can't be coming in 12th with no cup and there be no ramification. Like, I just think he could lose his job this year if there's no improvement, because I kind of feel like if we get to January and you're sitting 10th, 11th, 12th, nowhere near top 4, because a lot of Arsenal fans go back and look at some of the previews on other Arsenal channels, all in the summer, top 4, top 4, top 4. You can't be sitting miles away.
We had a chance to win the league.
There are some that said that. Like, if you guys, I honestly think you'll by the 1st of January, click this up. I think Arsenal will be between 8th and 11th, and at least 12, and about 12 to 15 points away from top 4.
Mate, we'll be even further away. Our fixtures, Terry, right? We've got Wolves coming up. We've got Tottenham. Then we've got Burnley, Southampton, Everton, and Chelsea on Boxing Day. By Boxing Day, when every Arsenal fan on the planet is crying because it's ruined Christmas, yeah, when they've piped us about 4-0 and Werner's run riot, that is the day that wakes everyone up for me. Yeah, and I don't want us to lose. I hope I'm wrong, yeah? But we could genuinely be sat 16th going into January. Yeah, I think we've got Brighton after Chelsea. Yeah, well, they beat us last time we played them. And Guendouzi's been banished ever since. But I think, real talk, I think we could potentially, I hope I'm wrong and it goes the other way. We could potentially be sat in 16th going into the new year. If we're sat 16th or even 12th or 10th, like you said, yeah, and we're miles away from top 4, they should sack him, because it's to the detriment of the football club by keeping him. And the problem they've got is they've bigged him up so much, Arsenal, as a club, that he's the next Pep, he's the next this, he's the next great coach, yeah? They're not going to sack him, which is going to fuck us up long term, because he, out of his own mouth, said after the FA Cup, finishing 8th and winning the FA Cup is not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. His words. If we don't win anything this season and finish less than 8th, we'll see ya. He should be gone anyway. It's not good enough.
Mate, you make a good point there as well, because I think you can forgive someone for finishing outside the top 4 if you can see an improvement in football. But if you're not progressing a year, 15 months, 60 months in, it's pragmatic, it's boring, you're getting beat by the lesser teams, you're barely scoring goals, you got to go. Maybe just, I feel like that pressure is already starting to mount up, because you know what I'd say about Ollie? Ollie has had some bad runs, but in that, there's always been really good wins as well.
Yeah.
In terms of, there's consistently been, whenever he's like, oh, it's been bad, there's been really good wins. And right now, I can't, yes, you beat us with that penalty, but I can't see others coming, if that makes sense, and there's no point beating us like that and then losing to Everton. Your win percentage this season ain't great. I mean, in the league, if you don't win this weekend, that'll be 10 games in and 6 games. That'd be 60%.
If we don't win, let's say we draw or lose, yeah. Let's say we lost it, we'd be sat on 5 losses, 4 wins, 1 draw. Yeah, if we draw, it'd be 4-2-4.
If you don't win, it's essentially only a 40% win rate.
40% win. Yeah, if we don't win.
It's awful.
Yeah, mate, and this is the thing. I said this, and Kenny said this, and Claude and all that lot on the podcast earlier. We'd actually tone it down a little bit on Arteta if he was to drop the likes of Bellerin out the team and put Maitland-Niles in. If he was to play Smith Rowe in midfield rather than Granit fucking Xhaka. Yeah, if he was to play Willock, even though I don't particularly rate him, throw Reece Nelson in. Yeah, these kids are the future of this club, potentially. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of seeing the same old shit turn up every week. But one thing I will say about Arteta is I don't think the players have fully lost hope in him yet. Yeah, because when you're seeing Aubameyang slide tackling at left back, yeah, and basically playing as a left wing back, he's obviously doing what his manager's telling him. Yeah, so he hasn't completely lost the dressing room for me. Yeah, I do think there is issues there. I do think there's issues there, and I do think that players look bored. I mean, Lacazette don't give a fuck right now. Real talk. Every time I look at him, he just looks lost. Yeah, he can't be asked.
Who's that fit-looking bird who just had that comment?
You dickhead. That's my missus. You know it as well. You're a You're a joker. Let me come back to the super chat real quick as well about Canlog. I can't even pronounce the guy's name. Apparently done to Man United. Hanoglu.
Hakan is his first name. I know that.
Yeah. Call him Hakan.
What's the football terrace first thing in the morning when we delving into that story? There is that
laugh's the best laugh on YouTube.
Yeah. Do you know what I love about my laugh is people that think like for years, I think Goldbridge started this saying that it's a fake laugh, and it's like everyone who knows me and has seen me in private, it's like if you meet Terry privately, then you know, like 100, like you know, that's how this dickhead laughs. It just is what it is. I can't help it. But there we go.
Let's have a quick look at some of these weekend games. There's some good games this weekend, man.
Yes.
Another 10 minutes quick to get this done. Palace Newcastle's ended. What was the score in that? Was that 0-0?
No, Newcastle got 2 goals in the last couple of minutes. They won 2-0.
Yeah, I see that with a couple of minutes to go, and it was 0-0, so I turned it off.
And then man like KJ from the football team, like Joe Linton scored a goal. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's nearly, mate. That's a miracle because the geezer's got to be up there as one of the worst signings ever in the Premier League for 40 million. That's ridiculous. Brighton are playing Liverpool tomorrow at the Amex. Excuse me, and that should be a good game. 12:30 kickoff. Brighton, decent, man. Good result against Villa last time. What do you reckon in that? Do you reckon Liverpool standard victory?
I think it's going to... I pray for a Brighton win. Brighton winning will be epic. However, I think it's going to be 3-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, I think Liverpool. I think even with all the injuries and players out, I still think they're just... And this is what we were saying about style of play and everyone being on the same page at Liverpool. Even with all them players out, the players they put in don't look like anything's different. Obviously, the level of quality is a little bit different, but the playing style, spot on. Man City are playing at 3 o'clock tomorrow by the looks of it against Burnley. That should be a straightforward victory for City. I'm going to go 4-0 in that. That's going to be easy.
I'm not. City, Byron are opening 2 games. They scored 3 against Wolves, and they scored 2 in their 5-2 defeat to Leicester. Since then, they've played 6 games, 7 games, and not scored more than 1 goal in any one of them. They can't score. They literally like right now.
Against Tottenham, they played for a week, bruv. They were never scoring in that.
Bruv, I'm going to go with a little 1-1 in that game.
Next is... Go on.
A little Sean Dyche, little masterclass, little Burnley.
The Ginger Mourinho is what they call him. The Ginger Mourinho.
Met him at the Best Awards, and honestly, he made my throat hurt listening to him. It was like... Do you know what's
funny, right? It's my daughter's mum. Yeah, her old man...
Sorry,
my daughter's mum. Yeah, her dad is very, very good mates with him. Their kids play football for the same football team. Yeah, so like her mum's what's it? Her brother. Yeah, my daughter's mum's brother. Yeah, he plays football in the same football team as Sean Dyche's team. He lives in Northampton, near Northampton.
Speaking of kids, my nephew has just signed for Tottenham.
No way.
Yeah. He's
madness.
Very like I don't overpraise kids if they're not good. If my daughter says I want to be a singer and she sings and she sounds like a cat having its bollocks chopped off with no anesthetic, I'll tell her you ain't a singer, love. Like do it for fun, but don't you think like pursue another career that you're good at. But my nephew's really good. He very good footballer. Like I was watching him play, I was like, oh. You know, if he
gets too good, get him out of Tottenham as quick as you can, mate.
I said to my brother, like my brother, like he's a good guy, and I said, listen, you know me, I could be the agent, bruv. And he's like, he's playing in the same. He's playing a year above himself as well. He's playing with Andy Carroll's son.
There you go.
It's been good.
I'm going to try and pronounce your name. I've had a couple of rum and cokes, mate. Velvishwan Selatohrai.
It's good, bruv. I'm dyslexic. All I can see is I don't know what any of it says. It's a V and an S. That's all I can see.
Well, put it this way, big up to him, yeah, and he'd fully win a game of Scrabble with that name. Providing that is a him, it might be a her. Say it, don't spray it. He said, "Good evening, Lee. If Arsenal sell like a threat, the French Benteke, who should they sign? I would sign nobody. I'd go and get a midfielder rather than him because we've got Martinelli, we've got Aubameyang, and we've got this boy Balogun coming through. we've got 3 strikers there. We can play Pepe potentially through the middle as well, which he did at Lille, sorry. So yeah, go and buy a central midfielder instead. Who would I sign? Probably not Aouar because he's massively overrated. Probably Sloboslai. But anyway, let's move on. Everton Leeds. I'm going to go Everton. Ancelotti masterclass 1-0.
Yeah, I think Leeds are a little bit overrated.
Yep.
They play very attacking, aggressive, open football. But I feel like, I mean, you guys just didn't lay a glove on them, but I just feel like any decent team should be able to absorb that and then catch them because they leave huge holes at the back. Do you know what I mean? They haven't got that great defenders and they're leaving their jaw wide open. Just spark their jaw, knock them out. It should be not easy, but like that's why you guys disappointed me last week as a football fan. I'm watching it thinking, why aren't you attacking them? Why aren't you going at them?
But it's so frustrating to watch it, mate, because you're sitting there thinking this is taking the piss. And when the woodwork and your goalkeeper are man of the match against a promoted team, it's a joke, absolute joke. It's mad. But yeah, I think Everton are just shade that. But you're right, they are overrated, man. Let's have a look let's forget West Brom Sheffield United. That'd be a fucking bore fest. Let's go into your game quick. Southampton Man United. Do you think you win? Danny Inzaghi, baby.
You know what? If we put Martial left, Rashi right, Cavani through the middle, we'll beat them. They don't have Danny Ings. I think that's going to be a big plus for us.
Shit, yeah, he's not playing, is he?
Yeah, he's out. I actually fancy us to do it. I hope so as well. It'd be nice because it would be only the second time since Ollie's been permanent manager that we've won 3 league games on the bounce. And although I don't have faith, it doesn't mean I want him to fail. That's why the Ollie in and the Ollie outs both hate me because they're like, you're not Ollie in enough. You're not Ollie out enough. I'm like, yeah, that's because I'm a normal human being. You fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Weird. I think someone's not good enough, but still want them to win at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
it's like the whole finger out thing. Go to games, watch your team. You don't want him there, but you're still going to support your team.
Bruv, innit? Like, listen, my favorite singer of modern day times is a guy called Lamar. He came second in Fame Academy. You know,
right about now, 50-50.
I like his music, right? He's my favorite. When he brings an album out, I want it to sell the most. But I know it isn't going to. Do you get where I'm coming from? That's how I feel about Man United. It's like I want us to win, but I know we're not probably going to as much as I would like. So, but that doesn't mean I don't support them. And I think people get that. People at now, I don't know why, young fans, it's all, if I don't think the manager's good enough, I'm not supporting him. If I do think the manager,
Man City or Liverpool, Terry.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like you can love something but not think it's amazing at the same time. You know, like my kids can't draw for shit. When they show me a picture of a drawing, I'm like, it's all right, isn't it? I don't even, that's good. Well done. But I'm not going to say, oh my God, you're Picasso. You should pursue art. No, you shouldn't, bruv. It looks like you drew it with your foot, bruv. What are you doing? But it's like, oh, well done, you. And that's how I look at my football club. It's like, I'm not going to say you're the best in the world, but equally, I won't slag you off too much. Yeah, it's kind of it.
No,
but yeah,
exactly.
we'll 3-0.
3-0. Wow. Go on. How do you rate William or Silva? Thiago Silva's been a hit for Chelsea. William's been shit. I hope that helps. Yeah. Where's this comment? I want to read this comment out. Man said Terry's drunk. Terry's not drunk. He's not slurring as much. He's not slurring yet.
I'm not drunk. I've only had a bottle of champagne. I'm not drunk yet. I'm going to stay up tonight, though. I'm going to watch Mandalorian. Started watching that on Disney. # shout out Disney. Other streaming companies are allowed. And then I will be by about 1 o'clock this morning when I'm on the vodka, I will be drunk.
Oh, mate. No, you killed it, bruv. Just the smell of vodka, it's like fucking paint stripper, bruv. Yeah, that is disgusting.
See, I'm partial to a little vodka and a diet soda of some sort. No calories.
You can tell you live in Essex, mate.
I used to down in old Surrey now, which is good. #2, which is decent. Got my little house. It's nice. It's nice. But yeah, no, it's.
Let's go with one more game before we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chelsea Tottenham, big game. Third. And it's at Stamford Bridge, obviously. That's going to be a massive test for both teams. And Listen, Jose Mourinho's not going to want to fuck up against Chelsea or Lampard, is he? But at the same time, it's the 2 top scorers in the league as well. This should be a cracker. So now I've jinxed it. It'll be 0-0. But I'm going to go with, I hate predicting them fuckers to win, man. But I'm going to go Tottenham to win 2-1.
Same with me. I did it on the preview last night. I'm going Tottenham 2-1. And the biggest reason why, too many of the Chelsea fans I'm speaking to, not worried about Tottenham, not worried about Jose, it'll be fine, rare. And I feel as soon as you start putting out too much energy that we're not scared of him, Jose's going to be on Twitter. He's going to be finding these tweets, finding these YouTube streams. He's going to be shouting to Harry Kane. Harry Kane's going to be like, okay, go. And he's going to go out there and kill it. Like, it's going to happen, bro. Trust me. Spurs 2-1.
I see a funny tweet earlier, yeah? It was a guy who put a tweet out and it goes, here's why Tottenham can win the treble or quadruple or something this season, Fred. Yeah? I clicked on it and then underneath it's just a picture of Harry Kane. End of Fred. I thought it was funny, man. But listen, there is 900 people still watching this live. I did peak at about 950 at one point over all platforms. We're everywhere. Periscope, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Make sure you hammer the like button. You lot are absolute rats. Not even 300 likes. What's going on here? And make sure you're subscribed to the Football Terrace if by some reason you're not. You're not far off 200k, man. You're smashing it right now. Absolutely smashing it. It's gone mad the last couple of months, hasn't it? And
we've got a very big announcement coming soon.
You've brought Man United, yeah?
Not bigger than that. Like there's going to be a few pilot shows, but there's a long-term plan. Negotiations a while. It's, like sometimes like if it works, it will change the face of my life. So yeah, I'm excited, and we will definitely keep you abreast, Mr. Gunner, because you don't know it yet, but you're going to be involved.
Oh, wow, there you go. I've got no say in the matter. Now, listen, mate, I always rate you. I always rate your channel. So I don't always agree with some of the shit you talk. Yeah, but no, you're a good guy, man. And you work your fucking nuts off. I know you do. And like I said before I started the show, yeah, and when we went live, you work your bollocks off. And I work hard. I know the level I put in. Bruv, you're everywhere. Bro, I ain't even posted on my fucking Instagram post consistently for about a month and a half because I genuinely do not have time. Yeah, it's just like trying to find the time to scour the internet for fucking news of Arsenal. Yeah, to go and do your streams, to try and get in contact with people to come on. Yeah, and then, trying to make sure everything's set up, making sure that other shows down the road are still cool. Go in on other shows. Bruv, and then you're running a job as well. Fair play to you, mate. You deserve every single bit of success you're getting. And long may it continue.
That's what happens when you have children with different women and divorces to pay for. You can't put that effort in, bro. Like, it's a madness.
Is that one of them with, is Mrs. run off and left him with the kid? One of them ones, yeah? Because you see that, oh, fucking grow up, you're 54 years old on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, it's practically what happened, to be fair. But no, it is what it is. And do you know what it comes down on a real level? It's just there's opportunities out there, and I've worked hard for them, but I'm also blessed to have them. And I just feel like I owe it to my kids, and that's all I'm doing it for. I want to be retired by the time I'm 50, 55. That's only 15 or so years away. And then good night, Vienna. Do you know what I mean? Life, we've learned this week, life's far too short. And when you've got an opportunity, seize it with both hands, put everything you've got into it, and make your kids proud. It's as simple as that for me.
No, 100% agree with you, mate. Listen, Terry's channel link is in the title of this video. Make sure you go and hammer that right now if you haven't subscribed. Show him some love, people. And I'll be back again about lunchtime tomorrow. And we'll be having probably a little look forward to Arsenal. Well, it ain't a look forward because I ain't fucking looking forward to it, if I'm honest. We'll do a stream about the game anyway, and we'll have a little look. And yeah, man, thanks very much for coming on as well, Terry. Appreciate it, man. And anytime you want me on, then I'm available. Not straight after games, by the way. Yeah, because you have this habit of texting me straight off. Bruv, come on. I'm like, bro, I'm doing Chig's player ratings, man.
You know what happens? It depends on Arsenal's results, but often
you only text me when we lose, bruv.
You're true. No, because it isn't me, it's the audience. Because Igal will be on there defending Arsenal, and they're like, get Leon, we want Lee to come on and just how it's become. And I remember I was speaking offline a while ago though, and about how the independent small YouTubers like ourselves need to keep doing what we can to work together, because you've got the big superstars, you've got the big superstars out there doing what they do, and that's great for them and it's happy days. the smaller ones need to work together a lot more rather than pulling in different directions. And on this announcement, once we get everything ironed out, that's kind of what that's got to do with, and it's bringing a lot more people under an umbrella and making sure people are being protected and looked after, because we all know YouTube recently been a bit of a bump. So we've got to fight back against the man, basically.
Exactly. Well said. Listen, have a wonderful evening. Thank you to everyone who has watched live. The average watch time on that was nearly 10 minutes as well, mate. So that's pretty relentless for what, an hour and 5 minute stream. Thank you very much to everyone who has stuck a like on the video. Very quickly before I go, it is Black Friday and I have got some merch I want to quickly plug. 30% off Christmas t-shirt and jumper, walking in a Burkamp Wonderland with the little Christmas, yeah. And big up everyone who has bought one of them so far. And do you know what's mad? Since I've started promoting that in the last couple of days, I've sold loads of hoodies as well, which is kind of cool. So everyone who's purchased an order today, that'll be shipped next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. So make sure you use code LG30. You've got till Monday to get 30% off. All have a wonderful evening.